We often walk through life with a sense of invisible protection, believing that the energy we cultivate and project is enough to shield us from harm. But have you ever stopped to wonder what happens when forces beyond your understanding infiltrate that energy field? What happens when your very essence, the delicate web of your spirit, is under attack, and you don't even realize it? Today we're diving deep into this topic, and I want you to stay with me because this isn't just about recognizing these attacks, it's about reclaiming your power, fortifying your spirit, and learning to rise stronger than ever before. I want to ask you something before we even begin. Have you ever felt out of alignment? Like something is draining you, but you can't quite put your finger on it? Maybe it's a sense of heaviness, unease, or even a deep, unshakable sadness. You might think it's just stress or burnout, but what if it's something more? What if your very spirit is under siege? There are 5 common ways this happens, and understanding them is crucial to protecting the sacred energy field that surrounds you. The first type of spiritual attack is subtle but devastating: the attack on your mind. Your thoughts are the foundation of your energy field. They are the bridges between your inner world and the outer reality you create. When negativity creeps into your thoughts, it pollutes your energy field from the inside out. Think about it. How many times have you caught yourself in a spiral of self-doubt, fear, or anger, and then noticed that everything in your life seemed to fall apart? It's no coincidence. Negative thoughts are like seeds planted by unseen forces, and if you're not careful, they can grow into a forest of chaos within you.
Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound spiritual lessons.
But here's the twist: not all of those thoughts are yours. Some are whispers from the outside, subtle manipulations of your mental state by energies or entities that thrive on your disarray. You may hear an internal voice saying you're not good enough, or you'll never succeed. And you assume it's your own self-doubt. But what if it's not? What if it's a distortion planted by something that feeds on your energy when you're at your lowest? That's why it's so important to cultivate self-awareness. You must become the gatekeeper of your mind. Ask yourself, whose voice is this? Is it yours, or is it something else? The second type of spiritual attack targets your emotions. Emotions are powerful. They're the vibrations that ripple through your energy field and shape your reality. But emotions can also be weaponized against you. Have you ever felt a sudden wave of anger, sadness, or fear that seemed completely disproportionate to the situation at hand? That's not just a bad mood, that's an energetic disturbance. Sometimes it's triggered by external events, but other times it's a direct assault on your emotional body. These attacks often come when you're already vulnerable. Maybe you've had a hard day, or you've been neglecting your self-care. Suddenly it feels like the weight of the world is crashing down on you. This is when entities or energies that thrive on lower vibrations strike. They latch onto your fear, your anger, your despair, and amplify it. Why? Because your emotional chaos is their sustenance. Protecting yourself means learning to pause in the storm. When your emotions surge out of control, take a moment to breathe and ground yourself. Ask, is this emotion truly mine, or is it being manipulated by something external? When you learn to separate your true feelings from the noise, you reclaim control over your energy field. The third type of spiritual attack is much more physical. Though it originates in the spiritual realm, attacks on your vitality. Have you ever felt inexplicably tired, as though your energy is being siphoned away? You're eating well, you're sleeping enough, but you still wake up drained. It's as though something is feeding on your life force. This is one of the most insidious forms of spiritual attack because it's so easy to dismiss as a physical issue. You might think, oh, I'm just overworked, or maybe I'm coming down with something. But what if the source of your exhaustion is energetic? When your vitality is under attack, it's often because your energy field has been breached. This can happen through prolonged exposure to toxic environments, unhealthy relationships, or even certain places or objects that carry negative energy. That's why cleansing your energy field is so important. Smudging with sage, taking salt baths, or even just spending time in nature can help restore your vitality. But more than that, you need to ask yourself, what am I allowing into my life that is draining me? Sometimes the greatest act of spiritual protection is simply saying no to people, to situations, to anything that doesn't serve your highest good. The fourth type of spiritual attack is more external, but no less destructive attacks on your relationships. Your connections to others are extensions of your energy field. When those connections are healthy and balanced, they strengthen you. But when they're toxic or strained, they can become channels for negative energy to infiltrate your life. Have you ever noticed how one argument with a loved one can ripple through your entire day, affecting everything you do? That's because your relationships are deeply intertwined with your energy field. But here's the catch: not all relationship conflicts are natural. Sometimes they're engineered by outside forces. Energies or entities that thrive on discord may sow seeds of misunderstanding and resentment between you and the people you care about. They want you isolated, vulnerable, and disconnected because that's when you're easiest to attack. Protecting your relationships means being mindful of how you communicate and resolving conflicts with love and understanding. Ask yourself, am I reacting out of love, or am I being influenced by fear? When you approach your relationships with clarity and compassion, you close the door to negative interference. The fifth and final type of spiritual attack is perhaps the most dangerous attacks on your purpose. Your purpose is the light that guides you, the reason you're here. When you're aligned with your purpose, your energy field becomes nearly impenetrable. But when you're disconnected from your purpose, you become an easy target. Have you ever felt lost, like you're just going through the motions of life without any real direction? That's not just a personal crisis, it's a spiritual attack. The forces that seek to harm your energy field know that your purpose is your greatest weapon. When you're living in alignment with your purpose, you radiate a frequency that repels negativity. But when you're disconnected from it, you become susceptible to all kinds of attacks. That's why it's so important to stay connected to your inner truth. Take time to reflect on what truly matters to you. Ask yourself, am I living in alignment with my highest self, or have I allowed distractions to pull me off course? When you reconnect with your purpose, you not only protect your energy field, you strengthen it. I want you to think about everything we've discussed so far. The mind, the emotions, the body, relationships, and purpose, these are the pillars of your energy field. When even one of them is compromised, your entire energy field is at risk. But here's the good news: you have the power to protect yourself. You have the power to recognize these attacks for what they are and to rise above them. So now I ask you, what are you willing to do to reclaim your energy? What are you willing to let go of, to say no to walk away from, in order to protect your spirit? Take a moment to sit with that question, and when you're ready, let's dive even deeper. Now that we've explored the 5 types of spiritual attacks that can harm your energy field, let's go deeper into how you can build a sacred armor to protect yourself. This isn't just about defense, it's about reclaiming your power, strengthening your spirit, and creating an impenetrable field of energy that radiates from deep within you. I want you to imagine yourself as a warrior, not one who fights with aggression, but one who stands firm in their truth, unshakable and radiant. But before we dive in, I want to ask you something. What does your spiritual armor look like right now? Do you feel like you have the tools to protect yourself? Or do you feel exposed, like your energy is vulnerable to the chaos around you? This is where we begin with the awareness that you hold the power to create your own shield, your own sanctuary. The first layer of your sacred armor is awareness. Without awareness, you're like a ship without a compass, drifting aimlessly in a sea of energies, some of which may not have your best interests at heart. Awareness begins with recognizing the subtle shifts in your energy field. Have you ever walked into a room and felt a sudden heaviness, as though the air itself was thick with tension? That's your energy field picking up on something unseen. Or maybe you've been around someone who left you feeling drained, even though they never said anything negative. These are signs that your energy field is interacting with external forces. But awareness goes deeper than just recognizing these interactions. It's about understanding your own baseline energy. Take a moment to reflect. What does it feel like to be you when you're at peace, when you're aligned, when you're grounded? The more familiar you are with your own energy, the easier it will be to detect when something is off. This is your first line of defense, knowing yourself so deeply that no external force can destabilize you without you noticing. The second layer of your sacred armor is intentional boundaries. A lot of spiritual attacks happen because we unconsciously leave our energy field open to anything and everything. Think about it. How often do you say yes to things that drain you out of guilt or obligation? How often do you let people or situations into your life that you know aren't good for you? Boundaries are not just about saying no, they're about saying yes to your own well-being. Start by asking yourself, what am I allowing into my life right now that doesn't serve me? It could be a toxic relationship, a draining job, or even your own habits that pull you away from your true self. Setting boundaries isn't selfish, it's necessary for your spiritual survival. And here's the truth: when you set boundaries, you're not just protecting yourself, you're also teaching others how to respect your energy. Your boundaries are a signal to the universe that you value your spirit, and that's a powerful message. The third layer of your armor is spiritual hygiene. Just as your physical body needs regular care, so does your energy field. Neglecting your spiritual hygiene is like leaving your front door wide open and wondering why unwanted visitors keep showing up. Cleansing your energy field should become a regular practice, not just something you do when you're in crisis. One of the simplest ways to cleanse your energy is through visualization. Close your eyes and imagine a brilliant white light descending from above, washing over you like a waterfall. See it dissolving all negativity, all heaviness, all attachments that don't belong to you. Feel it purifying every part of your being, leaving you radiant and renewed. You can also use tools like sage, incense, or crystals to cleanse your space and your energy. But remember, these tools are just that, tools. The real power comes from your intention. Ask yourself, am I consciously choosing to release what no longer serves me? Another powerful practice is grounding. Imagine roots growing from the soles of your feet, anchoring you deep into the earth. Feel the stability, the strength, the nourishment that comes from being connected to something greater than yourself. Grounding not only clears your energy field, but also strengthens it, making it harder for external forces to shake you. The fourth layer of your sacred armor is spiritual alignment. When you're aligned with your highest self, your energy field becomes a fortress. Alignment comes from living in integrity with your values, your purpose, and your truth. But let's be honest, it's not always easy to stay aligned. Life is full of distractions, temptations, and challenges that pull us away from our center. So here's the question: what pulls you out of alignment? Maybe it's the need for validation, the fear of failure, or the pressure to conform to others' expectations. Whatever it is, identifying these triggers is the first step to reclaiming your alignment. Once you know what pulls you off course, you can take steps to redirect yourself. This might mean spending more time in meditation, journaling to reconnect with your purpose, or simply taking a few deep breaths to center yourself in the present moment. One of the most powerful ways to stay aligned is through gratitude. When you focus on what you're grateful for, you raise your vibration and strengthen your energy field. Gratitude is a direct line to the divine. It reminds you of the abundance that already exists in your life and helps you release the fear and lack that feeds spiritual attacks. Every morning, take a moment to ask yourself, what am I grateful for today? Let that gratitude fill your heart and radiate out into your energy field. The fifth and final layer of your sacred armor is spiritual connection. No matter how strong or independent you are not meant to face spiritual attacks alone. Your greatest strength comes from your connection to the divine, to the universe, to whatever higher power you believe in. When you're deeply connected, you're never truly alone, and that knowledge is the ultimate protection. But connection isn't something that happens passively. It requires intention, practice, and surrender. Ask yourself, how am I nurturing my connection to the divine? Maybe it's through prayer, meditation, or simply spending time in nature. Whatever it is, make it a priority. The more connected you are, the more access you have to divine guidance and protection. And here's the beautiful thing: when you're connected to the divine, you're also connected to others. You're part of a greater whole, a vast web of energy that supports and uplifts you. This is where community comes in. Surround yourself with people who inspire you, who challenge you to grow, who remind you of your own light. Together, you're stronger than any spiritual attack. So, now that we've uncovered the layers of your sacred armor: awareness, boundaries, spiritual hygiene, alignment, and connection, let me ask you, which of these layers do you feel is strongest in your life right now? Which one needs the most attention? Take a moment to reflect on that, and when you're ready, let's move into the final part of this journey. Now that we've built your sacred armor, let's take this journey even further. Protection is vital, but resilience is transformational. When you learn to not only withstand spiritual attacks, but to use them as catalysts for growth, you transcend fear. You become unshakable. The attacks that once felt overwhelming become lessons, opportunities to refine your energy field and deepen your connection to your true self. This is where the real magic happens, when the things that once harmed you become the very forces that strengthen you. But before we dive in, I want to ask you something. What if every spiritual attack you've ever faced was a mirror, reflecting back to you something about your own inner world? How would that shift the way you see these experiences? This perspective doesn't remove the pain or struggle, but it empowers you to reclaim your role as the creator of your reality. Let's dive into how you can transform spiritual attacks into your greatest strength. The first step toward resilience is reframing the attack. When you're in the middle of a spiritual attack, it's easy to feel like a victim, as though life, or the universe, or some unseen force is working against you. But what if, instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" you asked, "What is this trying to teach me?" This single question shifts your energy from one of powerlessness to one of curiosity and empowerment. Every spiritual attack has a message hidden within it. If you're experiencing attacks on your mind, perhaps it's an invitation to strengthen your mental discipline. If your emotions are in turmoil, maybe it's time to release old wounds or patterns that no longer serve you. If your vitality is drained, it could be a sign to slow down, to rest, to reconnect with your body. Ask yourself, what is this experience trying to show me about myself? The moment you look for the lesson, the attack loses its power over you. The second step is embracing the discomfort. Let's be honest, spiritual growth isn't always comfortable. In fact, it often feels like being stretched, like parts of you are being broken open to make space for something greater. When you're under spiritual attack, the instinct is to resist, to fight, to push the discomfort away. But what if you leaned into it instead? What if you allowed yourself to sit with the discomfort, to explore it, to understand it? Here's the truth: the things we resist are often the things we most need to face. If you're feeling fear, sit with it. Ask yourself, what am I really afraid of? If you're feeling sadness, explore it. Where does it come from? What is it trying to tell you? The more you lean into the discomfort, the more you'll uncover the hidden wisdom within it. And as you do, you'll find that the discomfort begins to dissolve, not because you fought it, but because you've understood it. The third step is transmuting the energy. Every spiritual attack carries a specific frequency, usually one of fear, anger, or despair. But here's the secret: energy is neutral until you assign meaning to it. The same energy that can harm you can also heal you, depending on how you choose to work with it. This is the essence of transmutation, transforming lower vibrational energy into higher vibrational energy. To transmute energy, start by acknowledging it. If you're feeling fear, don't push it away. Instead, name it, feel it, and then consciously choose to transform it. One powerful way to do this is through breath work. Close your eyes, take a deep breath in, and imagine yourself inhaling pure, radiant light. As you exhale, visualize the fear leaving your body as a dark cloud dissolving into the air. Repeat this until you feel the energy shift. Another way to transmute energy is through creative expression. Write, paint, sing, dance, whatever allows you to channel the energy out of your body and into something tangible. Ask yourself, how can I use this energy to create something beautiful? This act of creation not only transforms the energy, but also empowers you to reclaim your role as the alchemist of your own life. The fourth step is rebuilding your energy field. After a spiritual attack, your energy field may feel weakened or fragmented. This is the time to focus on restoration. One of the most powerful ways to rebuild your energy field is through visualization. Imagine yourself surrounded by a sphere of golden light, warm and protective. See this light filling every part of your being, mending any tears in your energy field, and strengthening your aura. Feel the light expanding outward, creating a shield that is both impenetrable and radiant. But rebuilding your energy isn't just about visualization, it's also about the choices you make in your daily life. Are you feeding your body with nourishing foods? Are you giving yourself enough rest? Are you spending time with people who uplift and inspire you? Every choice you make either strengthens or weakens your energy field. Ask yourself, what can I do today to nurture my energy? Even small acts of self-care can have a profound impact on your resilience. The fifth and final step is embracing your role as a spiritual warrior. A warrior isn't someone who seeks conflict, but someone who is prepared to face it with courage and grace. As a spiritual warrior, your greatest weapon is not aggression, but love, the love you have for yourself, for others, and for the divine. When you approach spiritual attacks from a place of love, you dissolve their power. Love is the highest vibration, the ultimate shield, and the greatest force for transformation. Being a spiritual warrior also means understanding that every attack you face is an opportunity to grow stronger. It's a chance to refine your energy, to deepen your understanding of yourself, and to expand your capacity for love and compassion. Ask yourself, how can I use this experience to become more aligned with my highest self? When you approach life with this mindset, nothing can truly harm you. Every challenge becomes a stepping stone on your path to enlightenment. And here's the most beautiful part. As you grow stronger, you become a source of light for others. Your resilience, your wisdom, your energy field, it all radiates outward, touching the lives of those around you. You become a beacon, a reminder that no matter how dark the night, the light within us can never be extinguished. So let me ask you one final question. What kind of spiritual warrior do you want to be? Take a moment to reflect on that. Visualize yourself as the warrior you were born to be: strong, radiant, unshakable. Feel that energy within you and know that it has always been there. The attacks you faced, the challenges you've overcome, they've only revealed what was already inside you. You are stronger than you realize. You are more resilient than you know. And no matter what comes your way, you have the power to rise, to transform, and to shine. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Let's walk forward together, stronger, wiser, and filled with the light of our highest selves. This is your path. This is your power. And this is your time to rise.